King Harris, the 20-year-old son of rap legend T.I., has found himself in the headlines once again, and unfortunately, it's not for positive reasons. His latest arrest in Georgia has reignited discussions about his increasingly controversial behavior and the strained dynamics within his family. This arrest appears to represent a breaking point not only for King, but also for his father T.I., who has long tried to shield his son from the consequences of his actions. As the saga unfolds, fans and critics alike are left wondering whether King will ever be able to turn his life around, or if he's destined to repeat a troubling cycle of poor decisions. Let's delve deeper into the details of King's latest arrest, his public controversies, and what this means for his future. The trouble began during what should have been a routine traffic stop. According to reports, King was driving his flashy BMW and pulling out of a gas station when he nearly collided with a police car. This reckless maneuver immediately caught the attention of law enforcement. When the officer approached King's vehicle, things escalated quickly. The officer reported a strong smell of marijuana emanating from inside the car and noticed a firearm visibly tucked on King's hip. What could have been a minor warning or citation spiraled into a more serious situation when the officer ran King's information and discovered an active warrant for his arrest. This warrant, a stark reminder of King's ongoing legal troubles, underscores a pattern of behavior that has persisted for years. The active warrant wasn't for a minor infraction, it stemmed from a series of charges dating back to 2022. These charges included speeding, driving under the influence, and operating a vehicle with a suspended license. King's previous run-ins with the law made this latest incident feel like history repeating itself, only with even higher stakes. The added complications of carrying a firearm and the smell of marijuana further compounded the severity of the situation. Arrest records show that King was taken into custody at DeKalb County Jail before being released to another agency. While his time in custody was brief, the ramifications of this arrest continue to reverberate. King Harris has long been a polarizing figure, cultivating a self-styled thug persona that many find unconvincing. His antics on social media have often done more harm than good to his credibility, and his latest arrest has only intensified the public's ridicule. Hours after his release, King posted a video on social media boasting about being a free man. While he seemed to view his release as a personal triumph, the internet was not impressed. Comment sections were flooded with criticism, mocking his attempts to portray himself as tough. Many users dismissed his persona as performative, with comments like, "He wants street cred so bad, it's embarrassing," and harsher comparisons to fictional characters like Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. The sentiment was clear. King's behavior was becoming increasingly difficult to take seriously. This isn't the first time King's actions have drawn public ire. His repeated attempts to portray himself as a streetwise rebel have often backfired, turning him into a target of mockery rather than respect. One of the most infamous examples of his volatility occurred during an incident at a Waffle House, where King threatened an employee over a dispute about his food order. He went so far as to threaten to pistol whip the employee, an over-the-top reaction that only added to his reputation for reckless behavior. In another instance, King brandished guns on social media and nearly got into a violent altercation in an Atlanta parking lot, coming dangerously close to pulling a firearm from his bag. These incidents, paired with his erratic online presence, have solidified his image as someone more concerned with cultivating an image than addressing the real-life consequences of his actions. T.I., a rap legend and a father who has faced his own legal troubles in the past, has made numerous attempts to steer King in the right direction. Despite his own rough beginnings, T.I. has worked hard to provide a life of privilege and opportunity for his children, but his efforts to guide King have largely been in vain. Back in 2022, T.I. took to Instagram Live to issue a heartfelt yet stern warning to his son. Acknowledging King's troubling trajectory, he admitted that if King continued down this path, there would come a point where even he wouldn't be able to intervene. "Ain't nothing I'll be able to do about it," T.I. said, expressing his frustration and concern. He emphasized that King needed to take responsibility for his actions, warning him of the harsh realities that awaited if he didn't change course. Despite T.I.'s best efforts, including grounding King and attempting old-school discipline, his guidance seems to have fallen on deaf ears. King's insistence on emulating a lifestyle that contrasts sharply with his upbringing has left T.I. in an increasingly difficult position as a parent. Even rapper Boozy Badaz, a friend of T.I.'s, has tried to intervene. Last year, both T.I. and Boozy shut down a music video shoot where their sons were seen flashing guns, delivering a stern reality check about the dangers of such behavior. However, these interventions appear to have had little impact on King, who continues to double down on his antics. The public reaction to King's latest arrest has been overwhelmingly critical. Social media erupted with comments expressing frustration at King's inability to appreciate the advantages he's been given. Many noted the stark contrast between his privileged upbringing and the lifestyle he seems intent on emulating. These celebrities think money can save them from everything, one commenter wrote, while another added, "Money will keep you out of jail." Some took a more empathetic tone, suggesting that T.I. has done all he can as a father and that King must now learn his lessons the hard way. T.I. is going to have to let him fall on his own. All he can do now is pray for him. One particularly poignant comment read, "For T.I., watching his son throw away the opportunities he worked so hard to provide must be heartbreaking." While T.I. has had his own share of legal troubles, he has always emphasized the importance of breaking the cycle for the sake of his family. Seeing King disregard these lessons in favor of a persona rooted in rebellion and recklessness has likely pushed T.I. to his breaking point. According to sources close to the family, T.I. may be ready to take a step back, allowing King to face the consequences of his actions without interference. This shift in approach doesn't mean T.I. has stopped caring. Rather, it reflects a tough love stance born out of necessity. King now stands at a critical crossroads. Despite having every resource and opportunity at his disposal, he continues to sabotage himself. His repeated brushes with the law and his penchant for reckless behavior suggest a troubling pattern that may only be broken through significant personal reflection. While some hold out hope that this latest arrest will serve as a wake-up call, others are skeptical, believing that